We're talking horses, looking at Jebel Ali Racecourse in the UAE, trying to help you if you're local, do your pick six, and if you're international, we're trying to help you make a few quid off the bookies. My form at Jebel Ali is good, my form at Meydan was awful, so I'm hoping to keep the run going at Jebel Ali. Race number 6.
Just try 5 instead.
Sorry, race number 5. We'll go straight to race number 5. It's over 6, that's what I meant to say.
Right.
This is the other race that Kilrock could have gone for.
Yes.
And to be honest, it wasn't the first couple in the field that I was worried about giving weight to. It wasn't the horses down the bottom of the field that I was worried about giving weight to. I felt giving weight to they're all sound the same. Yeah, Mururab, who had broke the track record last week.
Yes.
Might be a bit difficult. However, there's a difference breaking the track record carrying 54.5 than there is carrying a big weight. And we discussed it earlier, the horse at Big Final Recovery last year that sleuthed in, didn't win another race that year.
Yeah.
So you change your jockey, tougher race, may not get the easy lead. There are reasons to see this horse could be beat. What do you think?
I've gone for him.
So have I.
I tell you, because I think, for me, it was very impressive. He seemed to love the track, and of course he won there last year as well. It's probably where he's best. I know there's one thing I did find out this morning on the stable tour at Musabba's was that this will probably be going for the Jebel Ali Sprint along with Russian Rock eventually.
So now I spoke to Wayne last week and said to him after the race, pick this one or Russian, not that he's going to get the choice obviously, pick this or Russian Rock, who would you go for? And he went, this one, which is some statement.
Yeah.
Then we were chatting at Sharjah and I said, so you think he's that good? He said, honestly, I think he could run on World Cup.
Yeah.
So I said, so Russian Rock is there, would you go here for the big sprints here? So I think they might come here.
But they were still thinking of Jebel Ali Sprint this morning, and although it's a long way off.
It's a long way off. And also, let's put it in perspective. Yes, the time was good. Yes, it was impressive. But they beat Spin Cycle by 4.5 lengths. In the Jebel Ali Sprint last year, Russian Rock and Kilrock beat Spin Cycle by over 7 lengths.
Oh, yeah.
Also, taking into account on that day, it was level weight. On this day, Spin Cycle was giving his horse a chunk.
Oh.
I mean, a chunk of weight.
I quite agree. I mean, I understand all that, but I've just got a feeling that Musabba's horses after the start he's had are just in massive form.
Oh, they're in good form. You've got to fancy them. I'll be honest, Druba's horse, Shulon, form was very good last year. Again, was about 6 lengths clear of Spin Cycle if you want to draw a line between them. On level weight, where this time he's got to give a little bit of weight to Maruba. Again, as we said, this horse will come on for the run. That worries me. The fact that he'll need to come on for the run is, you look at the top weight, it was 7.5 lengths behind Russian Rock. So that would have put it about 6.5 lengths behind Kilrock. You kind of think, well, can it win? The only thing in Ali's horse's favour, its best run of the season is usually early. Like it beat Russian Rock at the start of last season, having dropped down to the sprint in distance from a 7. I actually thought we'd be taking this on in the 7, to be honest. For me, you look at all that and you think, well, if Marubu's as good as they say it is, and they're on form, I wouldn't want to be giving it weight. And that was one of the reasons we decided to have a look at the 7, testing other opportunities.
See, my feeling is of this, I think it was 1,000 metres last time.
Yeah.
I think it was going and still going.
Well, Wayne didn't whip it.
No, it was still going. That's why this 1,200, I think he could be even better.
Possibly.
I really do. I think an extra furlong he might have gone further into it. You see what I'm trying to say is...
No, definitely.
He's won over 12 at this course as well. For me, I think he's just...
He was second over 14 at this course, so he seems to be a fairly adaptable horse.
He's got a bit of speed and he'll stay, obviously, as well.
And he's a baby. He's only 4. UAE terms, that's young. He's got improvement in him.
A lot of these horses, like Mutajet and Sholan and Oasis Dancer, are quite close together with their runs behind Russian Rock.
Yeah.
They're going to finish in a bunch according to the form guide. So that could be that they're following this guy home, hopefully. But other than that, I think he's probably, unless he gets beat, he's a standout horse so far this season for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I think we're looking at a race here where there's enough question marks about some of the others.
Yeah.
Tis then, tis now. His form hasn't been great. He's probably done better over further, so dropping back might not help him. Oasis Dancer, his last run wasn't great, and he's got to find 18 lengths on Murab. Marubu, his form's okay, but it's the lower echelon of the handicaps rather than towards the sort of top end. In Baitintra, I think he will need the run, and most of his forms are made out anyway. And the top two, you'd expect Shillon to come on a lot for this run, and the top one, it's one of those. His first time out, second time out, it's usually pretty good. So it'd be interesting to see how he runs.
I'm just wondering, Oasis Dancer, who ran a couple of nice races in Jebel, was soundly beaten by this horse, and they're both stepping up. I think there'll still be this. He's got the form from that race there, and we said the others are quite close together behind Russian Rock.
What I will say about Oasis Dancer is I think he will be better suited to 6 than he will ever to the 5. I think if there's improvement, this will step up. Plus, last time there was very little weight between them. This time he's getting. In fact, I think last time Oasis Dancer was giving Rural weight. This time he's getting it, so that could bring them back closer together.
I would say it might do, but I've just got a feeling this horse is special.
Right, one last question for you.
Right.
If the horse is special, which I think we both think it's above average, but if the horse is special and you win like that, bringing it back 2 weeks later, you're not worried about the bounce effect. If you're aiming at a Jebel Ali Sprint or World Cup night, wouldn't you want to space his races out a bit more?
Maybe, but this horse maybe it thrives on racing.
It's hard to say that he's only ever had 12 runs.
Well, I know.
4-year-old that's only ever had 12 runs.
See, what I'm saying to you is this is a very short season as well. Don't forget that. And I think a couple of weeks rest.
I agree with that.
Do you know my trouble is? Every week on my radio show we talk about Aussie horse racing, and they come back 1 week after the big race, 1 week, 5 days after the big race, 3 days after the big race, and they look at our racing and they look at European racing, and they're probably wondering, why don't you run these horses?
I think everybody has a difference of opinion on that. For me, I always say when you've got quality horses, you need to space the races out a little bit. If they're the better end of the mark, because Aussie racing, let's take Aussie racing for an example. They have one of the best sprinters we've ever seen in Black Caviar. It didn't come out every week.
No, I'm not.
They spaced it.
No, I'm not saying that they all do, but Grade 1 horses in middle distances, you see them every week, and it's unbelievable. I'm not saying that
everybody has a difference of opinion. It is a short season,
but don't you think 2 weeks is good? 2
weeks would be about standard if it was a normal horse. I think for a quality horse. Like, don't get me wrong, Kilrock will probably be back out in 2 weeks, but then he'll have a month. Then he'll be
I think this is what could happen here, basically. And what you're saying about the attack at Maidan, it's going to come one day.
Yeah, so maybe they want to give him a couple of runs in. Hey, look, everybody's different. That was just a question.
I wonder if they're going to try and get this race out of the way and then come back in January.
Well, I'm still going to go for him to win.
Definitely, so I can't ignore the horse. Sorry.
and he was a nice little part of my Yankee that nearly came in.
They nearly come off, yeah.
That's race number 5, Talking Horses.